everybody, and welcome to the next episode of the Wayward Lasses, All the Things podcast. I'm your host today, Brittany, joined by the fabulous Wayward Lasses, my sister Courtney.
Hello, sister.
Hello, and my mother Amy.
Hi, guys. No accent.
No accent. Okay, guys, so today we are going to be doing the top 3 dangers of working from home. I just realized I think my gain is all messed up. No, it's good. The top 3 dangers of working from home. All 3 of us work from home, so we can speak from experience here. But before we dive into the top 3 dangers of working from home, Mother has trivia.
I do, and I thought it was appropriate to find trivia around general work. You guys hate my trivia.
You're not fun.
I heard. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make it relevant.
I didn't say, huh. I growled. I said,
Oh, you gave me the sneer.
I said,
okay. The roll of the eyes. I heard it. Okay. Number 1. According to surveys, what is the most annoying thing that a colleague does? And I'm sorry, I don't have multiple choice. You have to give me an answer. What is the most annoying thing that a colleague does?
Talk loud or chew loud.
Speaks to me.
Speaks to me. They don't wash their coffee cup. Okay. All right.
I mean, what is this study based off of? Where are they getting? I mean,
I don't care if they don't wash their own coffee cup. It doesn't affect my life at all.
Really gross.
Brittany, it sounds like someone's doing Morse code over there. I don't hear it anymore. Is everything okay?
I don't hear it.
It's because I muted myself because I also hear someone speaking in Morse code.
Oh.
Great.
Yeah, it's like...
I'm just going to keep muting myself, and I'll unmute myself for the answer. I think Alex is taking a shower. Yeah.
Does he do Morse code usually when he showers? Is it an SOS? Should you check?
All right, here's another boring one for you guys. Wow. Where was paper invented?
Dunder Mifflin. It should do
I'm looking for a country here, ladies.
Oh,
country.
I'm sorry.
Country.
England. Say Scranton,
yes.
Scranton, Ohio?
Scranton, Pennsylvania. Scranton, Pennsylvania.
Scranton, Pennsylvania. What is it?
China.
Close. Ma, do you watch The Office? Have you watched The Office?
No, I've watched maybe a couple episodes.
So funny.
I don't think it's her type of humor. Just like
it's not
Anchorman
at all.
Is not her type of humor.
But it's so funny. Anyway.
Okay. Number 3, being that you guys are doing so well with this, I'll make sure that I don't do 10. I'll do maybe 6 or 7. True or false?
How about
Office
5?
workers, the 50-50 chance. Okay, fine. 5. True or false? Office workers tend to swear more at the office than at home.
True.
False.
Well, depends on your work setting. When I was a teacher, no. And my new job, yes.
All right, let's qualify that and say we're not around students.
So yes.
True.
Yeah. Okay. Which global company allows employees to bring their dogs to work?
Apple.
That's smart.
That's a good one.
Google.
Amazon.
I like Google. Oh, I was just going to say that next.
Me too.
We were on the right track.
Yeah, we were getting there.
Okay. I don't want these percentages. Okay. How about this one? What percentage of office workers have been in a romantic relationship with someone they work with?
60%.
What I heard? Did I hear both 60? 150?
150 and then 160.
Yeah.
It is 57%. So whoever said 60, you were close.
Hi.
Okay, I'll stop there because I know you guys really love my trivia.
You can do one more. One more. That's fine.
Stop. Okay. This you guys should know. Who built the first Apple computer?
Macintosh?
Like a person or a country, a company?
Person.
Steve Jobs.
Close.
Macintosh.
No. Steve Wozniak.
So not Steve, Bill Gates. What?
Steve Wozniak.
Who?
Ugh,
Who is
Oh, he
guys.
took over after Steve Jobs, right?
I think he was partner with
Okay.
Steve Jobs. All right, never mind.
Okay. All right. Well, we did very good on your trivia. This was
let's
great,
just-
great trivia, Mom. It was good. It was good. It was very
That's
good.
what happens. I try to find relevant content for what
It
we're
was
talking
good. It was
about.
relevant trivia.
It was, but
Very
you guys,
relevant.
I heard the roll of the eyes, and no, it's not 10. Let's just stick with 5. I get
Okay.
it.
All right. All right. So we're going to dive on into today's episode of the top 3 dangers of working from home. I will list them and then we'll just chat about them and give you some insight because we all work from home. The first one is to have a routine, as in get up and get ready like you're going to work. Wake up to an alarm. Don't just roll out of bed and walk over to the next room. Wake up, maybe have yourself a morning routine, brush your teeth, wash your face, put clothes on, and sit down. Like, change your clothes. Don't be in your pajamas. Have a work area that you can sit in and a workspace that you can, focus on. So yeah, what do you guys want to add to that? Having a routine.
I agree. I think that
I agree.
well, it's important because you have to get into the right mindset, like you are going to work. Otherwise, you're just home, and I feel like you're more likely to act like you're just home if you're not like mentally preparing for your day. And part of mentally preparing for your day, as we've talked about so many times, is having a routine in the morning. So I think that you should get ready for work. I agree. And then also, if you have a Zoom meeting or something, you have to be presentable. You don't want to look like you just rolled out of bed.
Some people do. Just stick a
I
hat
love
on.
the people not wearing pants on the bottom, like being in their underwear, just like from the waist up, looking right.
My husband will do that sometimes. David will wear just like his work polo with like his name tag on it or whatever, and then he's got like a pair of shorts on. It's funny. I'm like, you had a meeting today? Yeah.
I think we need to reword it because it's top 3 dangers of working from home. A danger wouldn't be having a routine.
Danger would not be having a routine.
Yes.
Not
So
having a
one of the
routine.
top
Having
3
a
dangers is
routine.
not yes.
Not having
So not having a routine, I think also what goes hand in hand with that is, so I think this actually became or was brought to light as COVID hit and more people had to work from home. And as a result, I think there were a lot of makeshift offices like your bedroom, the kitchen, the living room. And because of that, I think the danger of that is you don't have a home office set up. So I'm probably going to bleed into the other categories. If you don't have a home office set up, what ends up happening is you don't set clear boundaries as to, okay, I am going into my office now and I am starting my workday. Okay, now it's 5 o'clock. I am leaving my office. I am shutting the door. Boundaries there. No more work, right? If you don't have that clear boundary, that office that you've dedicated or that room that you've dedicated for your office, I think it's harder to resist. Oh, wow, there's an email that just came in. Let me go ahead and answer the email. It's really quick type of thing. So
Yes.
I agree. And as a teacher when the pandemic first hit, that's why so many kids. I also just realized that both of my animals are in the room with me. Alex shut the door, but they're both in here. Sky walked up. I was like, "Oh my
I
god,
heard
what
one.
are you doing here?" But that was one of the reasons why so many kids fail because you teach kids how to be good students, but in the classroom, but not at home, and they didn't have a workspace or or a desk that they could, set it. Some kids did, but some kids didn't even have the opportunity or a place where they can set up a workspace. So a lot of them just did their homework in their bed. They just stayed in their pajamas all day. It was very difficult for them and their mindsets to switch and realize, okay, I have to actually get to work and have a routine and get up and do things. Yeah. So I would say, definitely a danger is if you don't have a routine.
Yeah. And I think that, sorry, something going on with my throat today. I think that it's not just a morning routine. You should also have a night routine. I think that there's a danger in like, I don't have to commute tomorrow. I don't really have to get ready for work. So I can go to bed later than I would maybe if I had to get up and drive to work. Mm-hmm. So what if I'm not getting enough sleep? Or what if I'm going to bed way later than I should be because I know I literally just have to roll out of bed and sign onto the computer. So I think it's also good to make sure you're maintaining a good amount of sleep and have a healthy nighttime routine as well so that you're rested for work the next day. Just thought.
I completely agree. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Actually, when I first started working from home, I fell into that because there was a point in time where I sleep as late as I can. And like 2 minutes before I had to start, I would just walk over to the next room and I would stay up late some days because I knew that I didn't have to wake up early and do things. And then I lost for a while my whole morning routine. Like I still haven't gotten back to the morning routine of the whole meditation and journaling and all of those things that I was doing at the beginning of the year. We can talk about that later, how that's definitely impacted my mindset on a lot of things. But just because I'm working for, like when I was going to work, I got up at a specific time, did all of these things before my day started. And now that I'm here at home, I had to actually work to get back into that routine. So definitely a danger.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I was just going to say one thing. I don't know if anyone is in my boat, but I don't work mornings. I work nights. And so for me, I have to establish a routine. Like, again, this is a really unique situation. So not sure if anyone else is in the same, situation as I am. But if I know it's my work day and I have to clock in at 4:30, dinner time is 5. So I have to now arrange my day so that I'm not trying to cook dinner while I'm trying to sign into work. And, because that was a danger for me for a while. I would say like, oh, I'll just sign on and I'll just cook dinner while I'm working. And then by the time I would sit and actually start doing my work, it was like 5:30 instead of 4:30. So I have to just properly prepare. Okay, today's my work day. I know that I have to, because I don't work every day. I work every other day. So if it's a work day, I know I have to start prepping dinner a little earlier. I know that I have to make sure like the transition with the kids from me to David is like a smooth one. So it's like a different type of preparation because it's a different type of situation. But just wanted to throw that in there in case it applies to anybody listening.
Oh, I like it. And maybe there are some night workers.
You never know.
All right. Everybody ready for the next one?
Yep.
Ready.
All right, so the next danger of working from home is social isolation and lack of movement. And I would definitely say this is a big one. Luckily on my watch, it reminds me every so often that I need to stand up. If you have an Apple Watch, it's like, you should stand up. I was like, okay, fine.
I love when it tells me.
I'll stand up and I'll walk around. But when I was at work, like I would go walk around and maybe go say hey to someone or like, okay, I need to like get up and walk around and take a walk outside real quick. But I just sit here at this desk all day. And when it comes to social isolation, I would definitely say I'm not talking to anybody in person anymore. And, Alex is gone and not a lot of our friends live down here and you guys are all the way over there. So I'm like a homebody, but I love it. I'm like, I don't want to go out. I just want to stay in. But it's definitely a danger. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I think also that social isolation and lack of movement, of course, we started seeing more people work from home with COVID. So as a result, if you guys were one of those people who started working from home as a result of COVID, how many of you have actually gained weight? Right? And I think with the lack of movement, and I really also think it speaks to your character in terms of, are you disciplined, right? Because if you are disciplined and you care about your work, I know for me, when I first started working from home, I didn't want to leave my computer. I felt like I would miss an email that came in, or because I was one of the first people who started working from home, if I wasn't at my computer and somebody tried to reach me and I wasn't there, well, she shouldn't be working from home anymore. She should be fired, type of thing. But if you don't, and if you're not deliberate in terms of, like Brittany says, her Apple Watch tells her to get up every 10 minutes. Think about all that time that you're sitting at your desk, not moving, maybe not, having lunch. And not only you're not moving, but also think about the impact as far as your back goes, right? I know if I sit for an extended period of time, me at my age, my back starts to hurt. So lack of movement has a lot of negative things that can happen to you in terms of weight gain and body ache and et cetera, et cetera. What do you think, Court?
Yeah.
Agree.
Agree 100%. And I know when I first started working from home, I had Emma. So I had a newborn after 11 years of, it was the last time I had a newborn. So sorry, I don't know what is going on with my throat today. But as far as like social interaction, I was like lots of hormones from having her and then acclimating to working from home. And I was a manager at my job. And so I went from having my phone and my emails like blowing up every single day, trying to put out fires and figure out where everybody's going to like nobody needing me. They tried to need me, but they didn't really need me because I had done a great job in training my replacement.
Yeah.
That no, my replacement was awesome, but she took over and they didn't need me in the everyday. So it was kind of like a huge shock for me because again, hormones, new baby, nobody needed me at work. And I was just like, okay, I'm just going to work. And so because of all that and because that coupled with like worrying about, oh, I can't bring my baby out. I can't go here. I can't go there. I did like for a while, I was in a rut and I didn't want to leave the house. And I just got a little lazy, like definitely lost my workout routines and was less likely to even just go out with my friends on a Friday night because you do get used to just being home and sitting around and you get kind of stuck. And so I think it's like important, like Britt, I know where you and Alex are now, there's like always a place to go out to eat and you guys are trying to like save money and not go out to eat every day or whatever, which is good. But it's also important that like you do get out, especially because you're home all day. So that was something that I didn't do. And then like David one day actually called my friends. It was like, please get her out of this house, please. And they did. They came and they got me and they were like, David said we need to get you out. But anyway, so yeah, I think it's really important when you're working remotely to, and not even just interacting with friends, but also like your coworkers. If you were used to being in a environment where you're talking to your coworkers, a lot of times when you're not able to talk with them directly, learn their mannerisms, learn their quirks, a lot of your communication can be like muddied, and not clear because you're left to your own devices, interpreting an email by yourself or a text message by yourself or a message on Teams without having that face-to-face interaction with the person. So a lot of stuff can get lost in translation. It could definitely affect work ethic. It can definitely affect work friendships and your relationships with your coworkers and your bosses. So not just being social with the people outside of your work circle, but they're great. Like there's Google, what is it? There's Teams. There's, I don't know what the Google interface is called. But there's Google Meets.
Teams.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, Google Meets.
There's Teams, there's Meets. So if you are working from home and you're able to, that's an option for you to just jump on. Instead of writing that email, could you jump on and do a 5-minute meeting with a coworker so you can kind of, get the communication across versus just writing an email every time. So yeah, that face-to-face interaction is missing.
Yeah, we use Teams and we have a chat that everybody can talk through. And sometimes if Aaron needs to explain something, we'll hop in like a quick 5-minute meeting. But I wanted to kind of go back to the whole, like the danger of the social isolation, lack of movement. Just like you were saying, Mom, weight gain, but also I think like mental health. It was a huge thing, especially when COVID hit and everyone was isolated like that and not having those interactions with people and also not moving because we've talked about how movement really helps with your mental health and it keeps you in a positive headspace because you're doing something and you're moving around. So just be careful if you're not, being social or you're not moving around, it's definitely going to have an impact on your mental health and probably the way you're interacting with your coworkers or your loved ones in your life. So definitely, take heed to that and make sure that you're doing something. I like to, on my lunch break now, I will do a 30-minute workout and then I'll go walk Sky around the lake for like 15, 20 to 30 minutes. And I actually get out of the apartment for a little bit, but I always like to make sure I include that activity in my day.
Mhm.
I do notice though on my watch, I hardly ever get 12 hours of stand time on that watch.
You know what we should do? I just had a thought. We should create some kind of working from home workout. Like something where like every once an hour, like that's also the beauty of working from home is like when you stand up to take your 5-minute break once an hour, you can do a bunch of squats. You can lunge to the bathroom and nobody will see you. You know?
Or you do what Uncle does. He's got a little cycle thing. I don't know if he still has it. He just cycle at his desk.
Cycles while yeah. I mean, there are options.
I want to get one of those stand-up desks.
Yeah.
Have like
so
a
you can
little
walk.
treadmill.
Yep.
Have a treadmill and you can walk. I feel like that's going to take a lot. I feel like I'm going to bust it though. It'll take me a while to figure out the coordination because if I'm like working on 2 screens and having to do things, if you miss one step, you're just like
you're gonna wipe out.
Maybe that's our next great segue, Brittany.
Maybe because that's like when I'm on a treadmill, I look down because the second I take my eyes and look up, I miss a step and I trip somehow.
You don't ever watch TV when you're on the treadmill? So you can't
I try to. If it's a bike, I can, but if it's a treadmill, I don't know why. Even when I'm walking Sky outside, I'm not really just like walking around and looking at things. I'm like looking at the ground because I know I'm going to like step in poop or I'm going to miss a step and sprain my ankle. Just weird.
It's going to have the opposite effect for me. I'll be walking like, hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, that's me.
Like your team members. Like, okay. All right, let's go. Meeting, come on. Like, why is she so hyper all the time?
Why is she always out of breath?
She's always out of breath. She's always sweating. Just with that chick.
Okay,
funny.
the last top danger of working from home is to make. How would I phrase this? It's to be disciplined. Okay, not having discipline. That is a danger of working from home. Yeah, yes. Not being disciplined. And one of the big things is scrolling in social media. I've noticed that my time on my phone has gone up because like I said, I've been in this rut really, and I haven't been doing my morning routines as much as I used to. And I'm picking up slack from other people at work because they're not there or not working. And I'm like, you know what? I just worked really hard for 2 hours. I deserve a break. And I'll like pick up my phone and scroll for a little bit versus using that energy and doing something else that could have been more productive where I get up and walk away or do a couple squats or something. And then also being disciplined. If you're working at home, actually work. Like, you know, the same work ethic goes if you're working at home. And I think you said this earlier, Mom, when you were like, if I'm not there to answer the phone, they're going to be like, oh, she doesn't need to work from home. And I was the same way. I was okay, I'm working from home. This is a trial run for me. Mm-hmm. I need to be on top of it. And I am on top of it. I have very good work ethic. But a lot of people, when they switch to working to home, work ethic just goes out the door, completely out the door. I don't know. What do you guys think?
I think that speaks to who they are, though. I mean, in your office, when you were in the office, you see the people who always go by and are just talking, right? I think and obviously you're going to allow for some time to go and talk to your colleagues, right? You can't be glued to your chair the whole time, but you know those people, how they are, what type of work they put out. They're going to be the same way at home. But if you're a good worker with a good work ethic, I don't think it matters where you are. At least that's my opinion, because I know how I am. I know how you two are. I guess I haven't really seen anybody who doesn't have a great work ethic switch from office to, at home to say for sure. But I really feel that if you have a good work ethic, it's going to carry wherever you are, home, office, not vacation. I mean, remote. Versus if you have a terrible work ethic, it doesn't, again, matter where you are. You're going to be terrible in the office. You're going to be terrible at home. You're going to be terrible wherever you are.
Yep.
So
I have, again, a unique situation because I work nights and all of my kids are home at night. Nobody's at school anymore. So everybody's home. And Mom, even though David is, I have to give him credit. He is great. He works a full day, starts at 7, he works until 4, and then I hand him the kids, and then he's responsible for everything until bedtime. So I know it's exhausting for him. But they know Mom is there. They know Mommy is in the next room. So Mom, I need this. Mom, I need that. So that's my issue with discipline. setting that boundary. And I think it'll get easier as they get older. The little ones get older because I can sit and have a conversation. Mommy is working. These are the rules, because they understand David's rules, but it's, I don't know why, for some reason it's just different because I guess I handle the day-to-day things and their routines with them. And so at night, as soon as I clock in, everybody needs me all of a sudden. And so I have to be disciplined in that I have to be able to say, you know what, can you go ask Tata? Because sometimes I feel guilty, again, because I know that he's worked a full day and I know that he's tired too. And so I could just, it's just easy. I could just go grab them the snack. It's easy. I could just do it real quick for them and it'll be fine. But then all of those little things add up. And before you know it, I've missed a certain amount of time of work and I'm distracted. And I have the type of job where like, if I'm looking at something and I walk away and I can't just go back to it, I have to kind of like like get myself back into where I was and get back into the swing of things. So my issue with discipline isn't necessarily doing the work. It's setting the proper boundaries with people in my house to let them know. And for myself too, because I'm guilty of it. Like sometimes it's just easier for mom to just get up and do it than to have to say, you know what, can you go out and ask Tata for this or, whatever. So for me, that's an issue that I still have. When if he takes them out somewhere, I get the most incredible amount of work done. It's amazing. Like I get the same amount of work in 4 hours done when they're not around than 8 hours and they are around. But that's, again, just the unique situation I'm in. So it'll probably change as they go to school and I can change my hours, but that's my danger.
Mom, do you got anything? Did you already say something about this, Mom?
She did.
Being disciplined?
I did.
You did?
I did.
Okay. You guys want to see something really cute?
Uh-oh.
You see my cat?
I see her on the top.
Is she peeking?
Yeah, right.
This whole setup is crazy. Like I've got this thing, like it's like hanging by this and it's hanging on some boxes, but there's a box up there that she loves to sit on. So she's laying on the box. Hey, Lucy Goose.
That's too cute.
Oh gosh. Okay. All right, guys. So I think that about sums it up. The top 3 dangers of working from home. Danger number 1, not having a routine. Danger number 2, social isolation and lack of movement. Danger number 3, not having discipline when it comes to working from home. Mom, I know you had some rando thing you wanted to add in there about working from home.
It really was random. I don't necessarily know if it's I'll bring it out. I was just doing some research on some of the dangers of working from home. And one of the ones that I found really interesting, workers' compensation. It's like, how do you, if you are on the phone and you're attending a meeting and you're walking through the house and you happen to trip, I don't know, over your dog or something and you end up hurting your knee, how do you prove to your employer that this was work related? I was on the phone. So it was just something that I thought was interesting. There was a little blurb that I saw that it says that case law on the topic, even prior to the pandemic, says that workers must actually prove that they were working in the interest of their employer. And now that many people are working from home now, how do you prove, you were working and the injury occurred as you were working in the interest of work type of thing? So I just thought that was something I would throw out there. If any of our listeners had come across a situation like this where you were working, you tripped over your dog, and you had to file a workers' compensation claim, let us know how that went, because I'm really interested on how this is handled now, because more and more of us are working from home.
I'm sure these insurance companies.
What if I get that treadmill?
That's why I was saying.
And I fall over. Like I'm trying to do all the things here.
I'm sure insurance companies I'm sure they're going to have to start revising some policies, or they probably have already started writing in language for that, because it's a whole new ball game now and it's not going anywhere. Yeah. People working remotely is just going to increase. It's not going to decrease. So
yeah.
That's
that was my random thing. Sorry.
Rando.
You know me and my randomness.
Thing.
All right, guys. Anybody else have anything they want to add to the top 3 dangers of working from home?
No. I think that is it.
That is it. Well, thank you guys so much for joining us today. Somebody want to close us out for today's episode?
Ma, I think you should do it.
Both of your faces.
All right, guys, I'm prepared. Thank you guys for taking the time to be with us today. As always, please continue to support us by subscribing to our podcasts as well as rating us on Apple and Spotify. And also, we are on YouTube as well, so follow us there. If you love this episode, please share it on your Instagram stories and tag us at wayward_lasses. Guys, I even want to leave this out of our outro. If you're not following us on Instagram,
just do it.
Just do it. Come on.
Do it.
It's just a way for you guys to keep up to date on our tips, tricks, and short stories. Also, share some love on our Wayward Lasses Facebook community page. And don't forget, if you have a topic that you would love for us to discuss, you can always email us at waywardlasses@gmail.com, and our website, www.waywardlasses.com, where we've got our podcasts are on there. My blog is on there. We've got resources that are on there, as well as our store. Right? Check us out there. All right, Court, I did all that. It's now you.
I didn't get to finish my sentence. I was saying, I think that you should do it because I just watched the last YouTube where you were cracking up laughing during the whole outro, and it was so funny. And so I was trying to say, Ma, I think you should do it to redeem yourself.
Oh, okay.
I didn't get the words out. You did. It was fabulous. You did a fabulous job.
I know what the reason why I was cracking up.
3 beers, maybe?
Huh?
3 Trulies. What did you guys have? Bud Light filters?
Yeah,
that's probably
something
the reason.
Like that. Yes, I think so.
Stop playing like that. Well, anyway, thank you guys again for joining us. And until next time, we are the Wayward. I've been watching Outlander. Wayward Lasses.
The Wayward Lasses.
The Wayward Lasses. Reminding you
to keep it real.
Reminding you to keep it real. I don't know if that was right. Reminding you to keep it real. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.
Wayward.
You switch accent. Wayward Lasses reminding you to keep it real.
There you go. That was it. See?
Yeah, you to keep it real.
You have to do reminding you to keep it wayward. Wayward. They roll their R's. Wayward.
Wayward.
Swallow it.
Wayward. Swallow. Swallow. Wayward. We are the wayward. You have to rely. You have to roll. Roll the R.
Here we go.
Reminding you to keep it real.
Reminding you to keep it real.
Reminding you to keep it real. We need Jamie here to help us out.
Let's invite him to our next episode.
Let's see. Sam, are you out there, Sam?
He's going to be on our next episode. Please listen and watch the YouTube.
Bye.